I think the situation will develop soon. The outcome of the tensions will be visible for both sides in a matter of weeks, in my opinion. Ukraine and Russia are different countries. We are different people, and Ukrainian people wants to live peacefully with its neighbors. But if our sovereignty, if our territorial integrity will be impacted, we will resist and we will give a fight. It won't be, as it was already said, an easy walk for them. So our armed forces are well trained. We receive support from our allies as well.
Your armed forces are well trained, but then the numbers really don't add up, Antipov, vis-a-vis Russia. I mean, both in terms of machinery, weaponry, and in terms of boots on the ground. The Russians are much bigger. You think the West is going to help you with the people, with the forces, with the soldiers, or they are just going to give you blessings and it's your fight to fight?
I think the West has already started supplying us very important anti-tank weaponry, anti-aircraft, Stinger missiles. So I don't think they are ready to support us with their troops, but the equipment which they are already giving us is vital for our army to modernize our ability to resist and to give a strong fight despite the numbers, despite that Russia is one of the biggest military power in the world. We stand the moral high ground because we protect our own land, and we hope that our allies will be with us because you should fight to get any support, and Ukrainians will resist, and Ukrainians will fight and protect our independence. Yes.
And also, yes. I get a sense that you have got a lot of new weaponry over the last month or so, and you think your forces, your men, your soldiers have enough training to use this weaponry?
Last week, there was a major training drill started in various military units all around Ukrainian borders to train how to use these newly supplied weapons, because you have to train to know how to use it first of all. And even though it is a short time, it's on short notice, but Ukrainians are fast learners and are eager to know how to protect our country with those newly supplied NLAWs, anti-tank missiles, javelins, and Stingers to counteract possible air attacks. So even though we don't have much time to, but we are trying to. Yes.
Dennis, you are a soldier, you are not a diplomat. Given to fight, you would go for the war. But then, do you think that there is still some scope, some window, some possibility that a war could be averted and that talks could succeed? Do you get that sense on the ground?
We still hope that our leaders, by support of our allies in Europe, United Kingdom, USA, and other countries, will manage to get some outcome which will be acceptable for both sides of conflicts of Russia and Ukraine. But if the conflict won't be averted, well, we should fight, and we will do it. It will be a road to hell for the invaders. That will be definitely the outcome, because we know that we don't have any claims for other countries' territory. We want to protect what belongs to us. That's why we protect our country and our people, as Ukrainian armed forces are doing for all these years throughout the war since 2014.
Dennis, I have one more question. Russians, the Russian argument, let's look at that. They say that Kyiv has been traditionally, historically, culturally known as the mother of all Russian cities. There is a great mass of population within Ukraine which identifies themselves culturally Russian. I'm sure, and Ukraine for a good part of the last century was in fact part of Russia, the erstwhile Soviet US, Soviet Russia. So can't you find some way of talking to each other? Is it possible, for example, for Ukraine to not become member of NATO so that there is no war?
Thank you very much, sir, for asking. First of all, we should mention that when Kyiv city was founded 1,500 years ago, there was no Moscow. There was no major Russian cities, and culturally, Ukraine has more claims to call itself the mother country, and Ukrainians have more history than Russian Moscow does. Kyiv is believed to be, is told to be the mother of Russian cities, but we don't consider ourselves as inferior right now. We consider ourselves as independent nation with long history. And even though there are Russian people of Russian origins who are claimed to be of Russian ethnicity and Russian speaking, even those people fought alongside with me in Ukrainian armed forces in Donbass when we tried to protect our country, because our nationality is Ukrainians. And even though some of us have relatives in Russia, we still consider ourselves an independent nation. And we can speak Russian, we can speak Ukrainian, but we all fight to protect the country which we were born, which is Ukraine. So calling oneself of Russian ethnicity doesn't mean we support actions by Russia. That's why it's a complicated issue, but we should distinguish the Ukrainian nationality with Russian origins possible. That's the point which most of Russians don't understand, that we are separate country. Even though we were part of Soviet Union sometimes, it is already 30 years past, and we are independent sovereign state, and we will protect our country against any invaders.
Also, Denis, since you are there in Kyiv and we are talking to you from New Delhi, people here would want to understand what's the situation on the ground. Is there a sense of panic? Is there a sense of control? Are the supplies there? Is there any food shortage already, or things are normal and that you're just waiting for maybe Russians to do something and then go to the border?
The situation is totally under control of government. We receive strong support from our allies. There are no food shortages, neither oil supplies shortages. Some Ukrainians learn how to treat wounded, how to do first aid. Some of the local population joined territorial defense training groups in case the major invasion comes near to their cities. And we should accept all the possibilities, the possibility of peace talks and the possibility of waging a war. So we're getting trained, we are keeping our calm, and we will fight, and the Ukrainians will resist in case of any major Russian invasion, which continued since 2014, when they occupied already Crimea Peninsula and Donbass, eastern Ukrainian region. So it's if they want to attack, they will get strong resistance, despite the numbers.
Right. My last question to you, Denis, since you are a soldier, how is the morale of the army? How is the morale of the forces and the men on the ground?
I'm Ukrainian veteran. I'm not on active duty right now, but if the invasion starts, I'm being in reserve, a reservist. So I will join my previous unit, go to my platoon where I was a lieutenant. I was a reconnaissance drone platoon commander in airborne troops. So in case anything starts, we are ready to fight, despite the outnumbering Russian forces which are gathering near our borders. We stand moral high ground, and that will help us to protect our country, as well as international support which we are receiving right now.